So, did you have, I don't know, was there any regrets while this was happening?
So, with the regrets, there is a chapter of that when it comes to anxiety. And the biggest regret I've got is going to the doctors. And that was around 2014, 15 ish. I basically explained what I was feeling, and I said that nothing is working for me. Like, I've done a lot of exercises, I've changed my diet, everything. And he prescribed me, I remember the doctor, he prescribed me a antidepressant, said, you're going to get some good quality sleep, you'll start eating better again. And I listened to him and I took the medication, and it actually helped me sleep and feel relaxed within the day as well. And I was starting to eat. But what happened was, this medication is, of course, sort of addictive, if that makes sense. Like, if you use it for a few months and you try to stop it, then not only do you have the anxiety that was there at the beginning, you now have to deal with a new set of symptoms.
Mm.
And I basically took it for a few years, and trying to withdraw from it was just a nightmare. But I've started that, and it just makes the job a lot harder. And it feels like, I took the wrong sort of path seeking help. But what does a adolescent boy know?
Yeah, there's a lot of side effects to antidepressants as well, isn't there?
Mm. So, so all this happened to you, and I'm happy that you're still standing like a true man is meant to be. Nowadays, men, people, or let's say boys don't know what it means to be a man right now. I am happy you're standing, you are very strong. I'm so sorry this happened to you all these years, and people thought it was a normal thing. Well, um, the solutions to this, was it a very, how could you tell us again? Can you tell us how you decrease this anxiety?
So the approach that the coach that I've been with for the last few months, the approach they has is, you've got to face anxiety head on, because it's a bluff at the end of the day. And it's basically your nervous system, the way you think and experiences, that create this anxiety within you. So it isn't sort of a contagious thing that you catch from somebody, or sort of, just develop out of nowhere. It sort of comes on from a pattern, and once you trace that pattern back and start to connect the dots and see exactly where it stems from, and whilst also doing a bit of exercises and being mindful and having the correct mindset of, I will overcome this,
Mm.
is the recipe to one day be 100% healed.
Okay, so what's the best advice you could tell the audience to this kind of issue?
Okay, so the best advice I have is, with anxiety, you've got to do everything that you avoid. So with me, I was first avoiding people because they make me anxious. And I was avoiding eating because I had linked food with throwing up and choking. And I avoided, conversations because I felt like people would magnify like into me, and all my insecurities would be out there. But that's not the case. Once you face everything and you don't avoid like none of the things in life, and don't let anything get in the way, regardless of the symptoms that you have. Like, I had tons of symptoms everywhere, but I went through, I carried those with me, and I owed them. Once you owe them and you show up every day, they start to become sort of a background, until one day there will be no sort of anxiety
No.
left.
Okay, that's nice.
Ali, can I ask you a question?
Okay, you can go ahead.
Yeah, what was the first steps that you took to combat your anxiety? So, the first steps you took, and then how you got here.
So the first steps I took was, I sat with the pounding heartbeat. That was number one. So that's the scariest symptom of all panic and anxiety, is feeling as if though you're going to pass away right then and there as your heart is beating.
Okay.
But you've got to be strong enough in your mind, at least, to just sit with your heartbeat and feel it, because your heart's been beating your whole life. It's not just going to stop one time. And regardless of how scared you are of the symptom, it's not going to, develop into something extraterrestrial or something insane. So I sat with the symptoms and I also did the work that was needed. So exercising every day, communicating safety to my body, and just living a healthy and fit lifestyle. Yeah.
And then what came after that? How did you get to vlogging?
So the other part is exposure. So once you sit with all the symptoms and you become familiar with them, you take things a bit further by challenging social anxiety because it's all under the same umbrella. And for me, I thought if I started to vlog, not only will I have to face the pressure of the camera, but also the settings of wherever I take the camera with me and having to form sentences where at times talking to people, I wouldn't be able to, link two words together without shaking or overthinking. So I thought, let myself come out with anything that I feared, insecurities, and catch it on camera and just owe it as well. So be comfortable with all the mistakes that you make because this will be your story one day when you get past this.
And how did you get here finally?
So with around, I'd say, 5 months of work of every day waking up early, sleeping late, but not too late because part of it is, health. So working on it non-stop, every single minute, hour, day counts. And I don't have to overdrive the system at the same time, but as long as I'm persistent and keep putting the same mindset I had at the beginning, renewing it each week or month,
Okay.
and just keep going basically.
Okay, that's really nice to hear. So the last thing I'll say is like, well, I didn't, like I said, I didn't really feel anxious. I've never felt anxious like that before. But that's something I did while I was little. I wrote this book, The Future Now. I set it up. This is what I did. The name of the book is The Future. I wrote it while I was like 14, published it while I was 15. This book is based on, nowadays people when they say their parents or someone they love truly love dies on them, they will most certainly like give up and like lose faith, become something they were not meant to become, and be like, oh, my parents have passed away. That means the world has turned against me. So this book is mostly for to help to. I just wanted them to know that this world or you yourself have not. There is no such thing as you to give up on something that has passed away. Yes, the ones you love may have gone, but doesn't mean that you are going to end it there. Your name, because this world is for you to write your name and your name alone, isn't it? So if you guys feel like reading it, I hope you can enjoy it too. I hope my audience also say this is the name of the book is Future Now. I wrote it while I was 14 and published it while I was 15. So that's what the book is based on. My characters are very good. Let me just say it like that. The main character is just even my name too. The main character is Williams too. So yeah.
So it basically instills hope.
Yeah, this is hope. Because my books are most rendered on hope, not to give up on something that easily. That's just the thing. Thank you so much for attending my podcast again, part two, anxiety part two. Like I said, I'm very sorry that this kind of thing really ruined your life. Thank you for also letting me know. I will be really careful in my life and the things I don't really care about. I'll also put much effort to not to avoid it again, and I'll see how I can figure out to fix my life more often. It's very nice to meet you, Ali. Thank you, Zain. It's very nice for Zain to even bring you here. Because without him, that I wouldn't have known this, and I would have brought you to my audience. Could you tell me your YouTube channel again?
Yeah, so it's called The Real Ali, and I will try to put it onto your link as well later on. And thank you so much for having me on here and your compassion towards my struggles and everything. I do feel like, of course, this is my first podcast on here, so as I get a bit more familiar, I'll be able to, let forth all the information and stories that will be able to help millions out there.
Yeah. So if you feel like coming here again, just let me know. If you feel like telling also another story that my audience should also know, please do. It will really be nice to see you again, Ali. Also, you Zayn. Anything you feel like talking about is good. Also, guys, remember to follow the real Ali, right?
The Real Ali,
Okay.
and it's put as MMT3-TK3. So if you search The Real Ali, yeah, you'd see on there, most
Yeah.
likely.
So you guys should follow the real Ali. And okay, once again, it's nice to meet you. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys later. Let's shake your hands. Okay, nice. I'll see you guys later.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you very much for seeing my Inside DMU podcast. I will see you next week. Thank you.